The cruel Betin. A distant future, humans had spread across the stars. They built great cities on many planets and called themselves rulers of the galaxy. But not all humans were kind. Some became cruel, treating other life forms like toys. One lonely planet called Orion 5, a group of human soldiers sat outside a dirty tavern. They were drinking, laughing, and looking for ways to entertain themselves. Their armor was scratched and dusty from battles fought not for survival, but for fun. Then a soldier named Briggs stumbled out of a dark alley. He carried something small and fragile in his arms. It was a young alien girl, her skin glowing faintly blue. She was badly hurt, her breathing weak, her clothes torn. She looked no older than a human child. "Look what I found," Briggs shouted, laughing as he dropped her onto the dusty ground. The others crowded around, sneering. "She's half dead already," one soldier said, kicking dust toward her. "Worthless." Another soldier, a tall woman named Kara, grinned cruelly. "Let's have some fun. See who can keep her alive the longest without using real medicine." The others laughed. It was a sick game, and they loved it. Just then, a man named Adam walked by. He was not a soldier. He was an engineer who worked in the city's old mechanical shops. He was known for fixing broken things no one else cared about. Tall, thin, and wearing a dirty jacket, Adam usually kept his head down to avoid trouble. Today, he could not. His eyes locked onto the alien girl. She was barely moving, a thin hand reaching out weakly before falling to the ground again. Something inside Adam twisted painfully. It wasn't right. It wasn't fair. "Hey, Adam," Kara shouted. "Catch!" Before he could react, Briggs picked up the dying girl and threw her at him. Adam barely caught her in time, stumbling back from the weight. She was so light, like she had no strength left at all. "Save her if you can." Briggs laughed. "Or just toss her in the trash." The soldiers burst into cruel laughter. To them, it was just another joke, just another way to pass the time on a boring evening. Adam looked down at the girl in his arms. Her skin shimmered slightly, as if tiny stars were trapped under her skin. Her breathing was shallow. Her eyes fluttered open for a moment. Bright, silver eyes, before closing again. She needed help. Real help. Not jokes. Not games. Adam knew the rules. If he took her seriously, if he tried to help her, the soldiers would notice. They might think he was weak. They might make him their next target. For a long second, he stood there frozen. Then he made a choice. Without saying a word, Adam turned away from the soldiers and started walking quickly toward the old part of the city. The laughter behind him grew louder. "Look at him," Briggs shouted. "The hero!" Kara clapped slowly, mocking him. "Good luck, engineer. She'll die anyway." Adam didn't look back. He moved fast through the dark streets, holding the girl close to his chest. The city smelled of oil and metal, of broken dreams. Neon lights flickered overhead. People stared but said nothing. No one wanted trouble with soldiers. Adam reached an old warehouse at the edge of the city. He unlocked the door with a shaking hand and slipped inside. The place was filled with old machines, parts he had collected over the years. It was dusty and cold, but it was safe. He laid the girl carefully on a metal table and quickly checked her condition. Her skin was burning hot, but her heartbeat was slow and weak. Strange symbols appeared on her skin for a moment, then faded. "What are you?" Adam whispered. He grabbed his old medical scanner, a battered thing held together with tape and hope. He waved it over her body, frowning at the results. Her organs were failing. Her body was unstable, like something inside her was fighting to stay alive. No human medicine could save her. She needed something different. Adam clenched his fists. He didn't know who she was or where she came from, but he had made a promise to himself long ago. If he could fix broken machines, maybe he could fix broken lives too. Outside, he heard the roar of engines. The soldiers were searching for him. They wouldn't let this go easily. Adam looked down at the girl. Her hand twitched slightly, reaching for him in her sleep. He made another choice. He would save her. Somehow, Adam grabbed his backpack, stuffed it with the few tools he might need, and gently lifted the girl into his arms once more. The warehouse door creaked open behind him. No time. Adam ran into the night, carrying the dying alien girl toward an unknown future. He didn't know it yet, but this moment would change everything. Not just for him, but for the entire galaxy. Race against time. The night swallowed Adam as he ran through the dead streets of Orion 5. The girl cradled carefully in his arms. The cold wind whipped against his face. Somewhere behind him, engines growled louder, soldiers hunting for him like wolves chasing wounded prey. Adam ducked into narrow alleys, crossed broken bridges, and slipped through ruins where only shadows lived. Every second felt heavy. Every breath she took was a battle. The alien girl's skin flickered like a dying star, her silver blood leaving small shining drops on Adam's jacket. Her breathing became slower, fainter. He felt her life slipping away, inch by inch, and it terrified him. He had no time. He finally reached an old train tunnel deep under the city. Broken trains lay silent like fallen beasts. Adam found his hidden workshop buried behind rusted doors. It wasn't much, just a place filled with ancient machines and half-forgotten tools, but it was all he had. Inside, he set her down gently on a metal bed, wiping the dust away with his sleeve. He connected wires and sensors to her fragile body. Screens flickered to life, showing strange, impossible readings. Adam's hands shook. Her DNA was not just alien. It was changing every second, breaking down like a machine tearing itself apart. She's not dying, Adam whispered to himself. She's transforming. He had never seen anything like it. The scanner showed an energy signature inside her chest. Something alive, something ancient. It pulsed weakly like a broken heart. If it died, she would die too. Adam leaned closer. The energy wasn't random. It was calling out, as if it was searching for something lost. He had no cure, no medicine. But maybe, just maybe, he could help her survive the transformation. Adam worked fast, connecting her to a stabilizer he built years ago for broken robots. It wasn't meant for living things, but there was no choice. He adjusted the frequency, hoping it would slow down the collapse inside her body. As he worked, voices echoed from the tunnel outside. "He's down here," one soldier shouted. Adam's blood turned to ice. They had found him. He grabbed a rusty pistol from under the table. It barely worked, but it was better than nothing. He wasn't a fighter. He had always been the quiet one, the fixer, the forgotten man. But tonight he would fight if he had to. The alien girl whimpered softly. Her hand clutched at the air, at nothing. She was slipping deeper into some nightmare. Adam had to move fast. He disconnected the main power cables and lifted her again. She was lighter than ever now, as if part of her was already fading away. He ran toward the back of the workshop, where an old maintenance tunnel led deeper underground. Behind him, the soldiers kicked open the door. Their footsteps thundered into the room. "Find him," Kara barked. "Bring the girl back, or kill them both." Adam didn't stop. He raced through the darkness, every muscle burning, every breath ragged. The tunnel twisted and narrowed, walls covered with strange old symbols from a forgotten time. Finally, he burst into an ancient transport hub, a secret place built long before humans ever came to this planet. Adam knew about this place only from old blueprints he had found when he was young. Even the soldiers wouldn't know it existed. He found an old transport pod, dusty but still intact. He placed the girl inside gently, then climbed in beside her. He rewired the control panel with shaking hands. Outside, he heard the soldiers shouting, searching. Adam closed his eyes for a moment, breathing in the dust and fear. Then he slammed the activation switch. The pod roared to life. Ancient engines screamed in protest, but they worked. The pod shot forward, vanishing into the darkness beneath the planet. Inside the pod, it was cold and silent. Adam checked the girl again. Her skin was almost clear now, her veins glowing silver. The energy inside her chest pulsed faster now, almost angry, almost desperate. He realized something terrifying. If he couldn't find help soon, she wouldn't just die. She might explode, taking everything around her with her. Adam remembered the old stories, legends of ancient alien cities buried deep under the planets, places where technology and magic were one. Maybe, just maybe, those places still existed. Maybe he could find one. It was a fool's hope, but it was the only hope he had. The pod raced, forward into the unknown, deeper and deeper into the belly of the world. Behind him, back in the ruined city, Kara watched the empty workshop with cold, furious eyes. "He thinks he can hide," she said, her voice dripping with venom. "But we will find him." She touched a device on her wrist. A signal shot out into the sky. Somewhere, in a hidden military station orbiting Orion 5, a giant machine opened its cold, red eyes. Adam had saved the girl for now, but he had also awakened something far, far worse. Something that had been waiting for a long time, waiting for someone foolish enough to care. Secrets of the past, the old transport pod shook violently as it sped deeper into the forgotten layers of Orion 5. Dust and broken stones fell from the ceiling. Ancient walls flashed past the tiny windows, marked with strange carvings that no human had ever seen. Adam sat next to the alien girl, holding her hand gently. Her skin was almost transparent now. He could see her veins shining silver under her skin. Her breath was shallow, barely there. Time was slipping away. He checked the scanner again. The unstable energy inside her was growing wilder, like a trapped storm. Adam wiped sweat from his forehead. He needed to find help. Not human help, but something older, something powerful enough to fix what was breaking inside her. The pod slowed down and finally stopped with a loud hiss. Adam stood up, lifting, the girl carefully in his arms. He pushed open the pod door. What he saw took his breath away. Before him stretched a giant underground city, built long before humans had ever dreamed of reaching the stars. Massive towers rose into the darkness, glowing softly with blue light. Broken statues of unknown beings lined the cracked streets. Strange machines, half dead and silent, rested like fallen giants. This was not human work. This was something older, something greater. Adam stepped out, his boots crunching on the ancient stones. The air smelled of dust, metal, and forgotten dreams. He moved carefully through the ruins, every step echoing in the silence. He found a large hall with broken doors barely hanging on their hinges. Above the doors, a symbol was carved, a circle, with wings and stars inside it. Somehow the symbol felt familiar, like a memory from a dream. Inside the hall, old machines lined the walls. Some flickered weakly as he passed, trying to wake up after centuries of sleep. At the center of the hall stood a pedestal. On it rested a device, a crystal sphere floating above a small metallic platform. Lines of ancient code ran across its surface, shifting and changing like water. Adam approached carefully. The scanner beeped loudly. The sphere pulsed in response to the alien girl's energy. She stirred in his arms, whispering words he could not understand. Adam placed her gently on a nearby table, then reached toward the sphere. As soon as his fingers touched it, images flooded his mind. He saw the past, a time when this world was alive with strange beings, tall, bright-skinned creatures who sang to the stars and built wonders beyond imagination. They had protected the galaxy once, keeping balance between light and dark. But then the war came. A dark force rose from beyond the stars, consuming worlds, twisting life into monsters. The Guardians fought back but were betrayed from within. Their cities fell, their people scattered, their secrets buried deep underground, waiting for someone to find them. Adam gasped and pulled his hand back. The sphere glowed brighter, reacting to the girl's energy. Suddenly, machines around the hall began to wake up, their ancient lights flickering to life. Adam realized the truth. The alien girl was not just a survivor. She was a seed, the last hope of an ancient race, carrying the memories and power of a lost civilization. But her body was too weak. She was breaking apart because she had not yet fully awakened. She needed help, a ritual, A forgotten ceremony that could unlock her true form. Adam looked around desperately. Somewhere in this ruined city, the answer had to exist. He grabbed a small data core from the pedestal, hoping it would guide him. Just as he turned to leave, a loud crash echoed through the hall. Soldiers. They had found him again. Kara stood at the broken doorway, a cruel smile on her face. Behind her, Brig and a dozen others raised their weapons. "What a sweet little secret you found, engineer," Kara said. "But it's wasted on you." Adam stepped in front of the alien girl, his heart pounding. He had no weapon that could fight them all. But he had something else. The machines around him stirred, recognizing the energy of the girl, recognizing Adam's touch on the sphere. Old defense systems blinked to life, targeting the intruders. "Last warning," Adam said quietly. "Leave now." Kara laughed. "You don't scare me." She raised her weapon. Before she could fire, ancient turrets hidden in the walls unleashed streams of pure energy. Soldiers screamed as they were thrown back, weapons melting in their hands. Chaos erupted. Adam grabbed the girl and ran deeper into the ruins. Behind him, the city groaned, shaking as forgotten systems woke from their long sleep. Walls shifted, paths opened and closed. The city itself was alive, and it was protecting them. Adam didn't know where he was going. He only knew he had to move fast. The girl was getting colder in his arms. He had to find the heart of the city, the place where the Guardians had once given life to their own kind. If he could reach it, he could save her. But Kara was not dead, and she was not alone. She had called reinforcements, and something worse had woken in the depths below the city, something that hated both humans and Guardians alike. Adam ran through the endless tunnels, carrying not just a life, but the last hope of a forgotten world. And deep in the shadows, the enemy followed, waiting, watching, ready to strike. Journey through danger. Adam ran through the ancient ruins, carrying the alien girl tightly against his chest. His heart pounded like a war drum. Behind him, the sounds of battle faded into echoes. Ancient machines were fighting the soldiers, but Adam knew it would not last forever. He needed to find the heart of the city, the only place that could heal her. The tunnels grew darker and narrower. Strange symbols glowed weakly on the walls, lighting his way. The city felt alive now, whispering through the stones, guiding him, protecting him, but also warning him. Danger was everywhere. He moved carefully, feeling the floor with every step. Some parts of the ground looked strange, cracked and full of traps. Adam remembered the old legends. The Guardians built their cities with beauty and death. Only the worthy could pass. As he stepped onto a new platform, the stones shifted suddenly. Spikes shot up from the ground behind him with a loud snap. Adam jumped forward, almost falling, but he kept running. He did not look back. Ahead, a massive chasm split the tunnel in two. There was no bridge, only a few broken beams hanging over the dark abyss. Far below, something moved, a shadow with too many legs waiting for anyone who fell. Adam tightened his grip on the girl. "We can make it," he whispered, more to himself than to her. He stepped onto the first beam. It creaked under his weight. He moved slowly, balancing carefully, each step a battle against gravity and fear. Halfway across, a deep growl rose from the darkness below. Something leaped up. A creature with black skin, sharp claws and glowing red eyes. Adam didn't think. He shifted his weight and jumped, landing hard on the other side. Pain shot through his ankle, but he didn't stop. He scrambled to his feet and kept running. Behind him, the creature roared in anger, but it could not cross the gap. For now, they were safe. Adam moved deeper into the city. The air grew colder. The walls around him changed. They were no longer made of stone, but of a strange living metal, pulsing with soft blue light. The girl stirred weakly in his arms. Her hand gripped his jacket. "Almost there," Adam whispered. "Just a little longer." Then he heard it, the sound of footsteps. Not soldiers. Something else. Out of the shadows came tall, thin creatures with long arms and sharp faces. Their eyes glowed softly, like stars. They wore armor made of light and carried weapons that hummed with ancient power. Adam froze. Were they enemies or friends? The leader of the group stepped forward. He looked at Adam, then at the girl. For a long moment, there was only silence. Then, the leader spoke, his voice deep and filled with sadness. "You carry the last light of the Guardians," he said. "But she is dying." Adam nodded. "I need to save her. I need to find the heart." The creatures looked at each other, speaking in a language older than time. Then the leader pointed to a path that led deeper into the city. "The heart lies ahead," he said, "but it is guarded. The way is full of trials. Only those with true spirit can pass." Adam didn't hesitate. "I'll do whatever it takes," he said. The leader bowed his head slightly. "Then go. We will hold back the darkness as long as we can." Adam ran again, his muscles burning, his breath sharp. The path twisted and turned, leading him into a huge cavern. At the center stood a massive structure shaped like a blooming flower made of crystal and metal. It pulsed with light. The heart of the city. But between him and the heart stood the final guardian, a massive creature of stone and energy, with wings of fire and eyes like molten gold. It roared when it saw him, shaking the ground. Adam knew he could not fight it. He looked down at the girl. Her silver eyes fluttered open for a moment. She reached out and touched his face, her fingers glowing faintly. In that touch, Adam felt her trust. She believed in him. He stepped forward. The guardian roared again, lowering its head to charge. Adam stood still. He closed his eyes and remembered the feeling he had when he first saw her. That spark of life, that refusal to let something beautiful die. He thought of every broken machine he had ever fixed, every hopeless thing he had ever saved. He was not a soldier. He was not a hero. He was a fixer. And he would fix this too. The guardian charged. But just before it reached him, it stopped. It looked into his soul and saw the truth. Adam wanted nothing for himself. He only wanted to save her. The guardian bowed its head and stepped aside. The path was open. Adam hurried forward and placed the girl onto the glowing platform at the center of the heart. The crystals lit up with blinding light. Ancient machines hummed awake. A soft song filled the cavern, the sound of 1,000 lost voices singing together. The girl's body lifted into the air, surrounded by waves of energy. Adam stepped back, shielding his eyes. He had done it. He had reached the heart. But it was not over yet. Far above, deep in the old city, Kara stood watching through a stolen scanner. Her eyes burned with anger and greed. "Bring the heavy weapons," she hissed into her communicator. "We're going down there and we're taking everything." Darkness was coming, and Adam had only just begun the real fight. The last hope, the chamber around Adam, glowed with ancient power. The alien girl floated above the crystal platform, surrounded by rings of light that spun faster and faster. Her body, once weak and fading, now shimmered with a beautiful silver glow. Adam watched with hope filling his chest. But deep inside, he felt a strange pull. Something wasn't right. The heart of the city was healing her, but it was also draining itself. The lights in the cavern flickered. The machines groaned under the weight of the ancient process. A small panel lit up near the base of the platform. Old symbols appeared, then slowly shifted into words Adam could understand. Sacrifice required. One life for another. Adam stared at the words. He realized the terrible truth. The heart could only save her if it took energy from another living being. It needed him. Adam's hands shook. Fear filled his mind. He had fought so hard to bring her here, to give her a chance to live. Now he had to choose. Save her by giving up his own life, or walk away and leave her to die. He looked up at her floating form. She was beautiful and fragile, a being of light and hope in a world of darkness. He remembered the soldiers, their cruelty. He remembered the broken world outside, filled with anger and greed. But she was different. If she lived, maybe the galaxy still had a chance. Adam took a deep breath. "I won't walk away," he whispered. He stepped toward the platform. Just as he placed his hand on the glowing stone, a loud explosion shook the entire cavern. The walls cracked. Dust fell from the ceiling. Adam turned and saw Kara and her soldiers pouring into the heart chamber. They carried heavy weapons, their armor shining under the strange lights. Kara's eyes locked onto the girl floating above the platform. Greed filled her face. "Look at her," Kara said. "Pure energy. Power like nothing else. She's not a person. She's a weapon." Adam stepped between Kara and the girl. "She's not a weapon," he said. "She's hope." Kara laughed coldly. "Hope doesn't win wars. Power does." She raised her weapon and aimed it at Adam. The soldiers spread out, surrounding him. Adam knew he couldn't fight them all. He had to make a choice. And fast. He reached for the platform again, but Kara fired a shot near, his hand blasting a piece of the crystal away. "Step aside," she screamed. The heart of the city began to pulse wildly, sensing the danger. The entire structure shook. The rings of light around the girl started to break apart, making her body fall slowly back to the ground. She was dying again. Adam clenched, his fists. He thought about all the broken things he had seen in his life. Machines, cities, people. No one ever tried to fix anything anymore, but he could. He had to. Before Kara could fire again, Adam did the only thing he could. He threw himself forward and pressed both hands onto the crystal platform. Pain shot through his body. Instantly, it felt like fire and ice ripping through his soul. The heart of the city responded. Golden light exploded from the platform, throwing the soldiers backward. Kara screamed, shielding her face. Adam's mind filled with memories that weren't his own. Ancient songs, battles, losses, hopes, dreams of a world that had long since fallen into darkness. His life force poured into the heart. The girl's body glowed brighter and brighter until she was pure light. Adam fell to his knees, gasping for breath. He knew he didn't have much time left. The alien girl opened her eyes fully for the first time. They were no longer weak or fading. They were stars, bright, infinite, filled with knowledge and power. She floated down to him and knelt by his side. "Why?" she whispered, her voice like music and sorrow. Adam smiled weakly. "Because you're worth saving." Tears ran down her silver cheeks. She placed her hands on his chest. A burst of energy surged between them, warm and powerful. The pain in Adam's body faded. His mind cleared. He was not dying. The heart had accepted his sacrifice, but the girl had shared her power with him in return. They were connected now, more than human, more than alien. Something new. Kara staggered too, her feet fury burning in her eyes. "Kill them both!" she shouted. The soldiers raised their weapons, but the alien girl stood up, her small body burning with a light so powerful that the soldiers dropped their guns and fell to their knees. Kara screamed and fired at her, but the bullets melted in the air before they could touch her. The girl raised her hand. Without a word, she sent a wave of energy across the chamber, washing away the soldiers like leaves in a storm. Only Kara remained, kneeling, broken and defeated. The girl turned to Adam. "We must go," she said. "This place will not hold for long." Adam nodded. Together they walked toward a hidden exit revealed by the heart. Behind them, the great city began to collapse, its mission complete. As they climbed into the light, Adam felt the connection between him and the girl grow stronger. They were no longer alone and somewhere far away. Across the stars, other lost cities stirred in their sleep, sensing the return of hope. But darkness was not finished. Beyond the edges of known space, something terrible had felt the girl's awakening. And it was coming, faster than anyone could imagine. The choice Adam and the alien girl stepped out of the collapsing city into a world of broken skies and whispering winds. The ground trembled beneath their feet. Behind them, Towers of crystal and stone fell one by one, sending waves of dust into the air. The girl, once fragile and dying, now walked with silent strength. Her silver skin shimmered with ancient energy. Her eyes glowed like twin stars. Beside her, Adam felt different too, stronger, faster. But something else had awakened inside him, a bond he could not explain. They had survived, but peace was not waiting for them. Above the shattered horizon, the sky tore open. A black ship, vast and monstrous, drifted through the clouds. Its surface was covered in moving shadows like 1,000 crawling hands. It made no sound, but the very air shivered at its presence. The enemy had arrived. Deep within the ship, a being stirred. It had no face, only hunger. It was ancient, older than stars, and it had destroyed thousands of worlds before. It lived, to devour hope, to crush light. It had felt the girl's awakening, and it had come to finish what it started long ago. Adam stared up at the ship, feeling fear claw at his heart. "What is that?" he asked. The girl's voice was calm, but her hands trembled slightly. "The Eater of Worlds," she said. "The darkness we fled from long ago. It found us." She looked at Adam, her eyes full of sorrow. "I cannot fight it alone. I am not ready. My powers have just awakened. I need time to grow stronger. But time is not on our side." Adam understood. They had two choices: run and hide, hoping to survive a little longer, or stand and fight, risking everything for a chance to stop the darkness before it spread to other worlds. He looked at the girl. He remembered the cruel soldiers, the broken cities, the way no one cared anymore. He thought about the kindness he had once believed was lost, but he had found it again. In her, Adam clenched his fists. "I won't run," he said. "If we run, it will just follow us. We have to fight." The girl nodded slowly. "Then we must make a plan," she said. They moved quickly to a nearby cave hidden among the ruins. Inside, the girl began drawing ancient symbols on the ground with her glowing hands. Lines of energy connected across the floor, forming a map of power. "The Eater is strong," she explained. "Stronger than anything you have faced, but it is blind to small lights. If we strike its heart before it fully awakens, we have a chance." Adam listened carefully. He would have to enter the ship, find its heart, a black crystal hidden deep inside, and destroy it. The girl placed her hand on his chest. "You are different now," she said softly. "Part of me lives in you. You can resist its darkness, but it will tempt you. It will try to break you from inside." Adam nodded. "I won't let it," he promised. Before they could finish their plan, a low rumble shook the earth. The black ship was sending creatures to the surface, twisted beasts of metal and shadow. They poured out in hundreds, running across the broken land toward them. Time was up. "I'll hold them off," the girl said, stepping outside the cave, her hands glowing brighter. "You get to the ship." Adam didn't want to leave her. "You'll be alone," he said. She smiled, a sad and beautiful smile. "I was alone for a very long time," she said, "but now I have you." Adam felt something heavy in his chest, fear, sadness, hope. He turned away and ran. He sprinted across the broken plains, dodging rubble and avoiding the dark creatures whenever he could. He moved like a shadow, unseen, unnoticed. The black ship loomed closer with every step. Its surface was alive, shifting and breathing. Adam reached its base and found a hidden opening. A tear in the metal, pulsing like a wounded thing. He slipped. Inside, the ship's interior was worse than he imagined. The walls were made of flesh and steel, pulsing with dark life. Whispers filled the air, voices from lost worlds crying out in pain. Adam forced himself forward, every step a battle against fear. The darkness spoke to him. It showed him visions, a world where he was a king, where he had power, respect, everything he had ever been denied. "You don't have to die," the darkness whispered. "You can have it all, just let go." Adam clenched his teeth. "No," he growled. "I don't want your world. He pushed through the illusions and deeper into the ship. At the center he found it, the heart of the Eater, a black crystal floating above a pit of endless night. It pulsed with evil, sending waves of despair through the ship. Adam approached slowly. He felt his strength draining away like the air was being sucked from his lungs. He reached for the crystal. A shadow rose from the pit, towering and terrible, its eyes burning with endless hunger. "You are nothing," it hissed. "A broken man trying to fix what cannot be fixed." Adam looked at it, feeling the truth of its words pierce his mind. But he remembered the girl. He remembered her trust, her hope, and he realized he was not alone. He never had been. Adam grabbed the crystal with both hands. Pain exploded through him. The shadow screamed. The ship shook violently. Outside, the girl saw the black ship tremble and knew what Adam was doing. She whispered his name, sending her strength to him across the bond they shared. Adam squeezed the crystal harder. It cracked. Light burst from inside it, blinding and pure. The darkness shrieked and tried to pull away, but Adam held on, pouring all his strength, all his hope into the crystal. With a final deafening crack, the crystal shattered. The black ship began to collapse, folding into itself like a dying star. Adam was thrown backward, landing hard on the floor. Everything around him fell into silence. The darkness was gone. He had won. But he didn't know if he had survived. A new beginning. The world was silent. Adam lay broken on the floor of the dying ship, his body weak, his mind floating between dreams and darkness. Around him, the black ship collapsed, folding in on itself like a wounded beast. Pieces of metal and flesh crumbled into dust. He had done it. He had destroyed the heart of the Eater. But at what cost? Adam tried to move, but his body refused to obey. Every breath was a struggle. The energy he had poured into the crystal had drained almost everything from him. His vision blurred. In the distance, he heard footsteps. Light footsteps. A soft voice called out to him, full of fear and hope. "Adam, please." The girl. She had come for him. Adam smiled weakly, feeling the world slip away. Then warm hands touched his face, filling him with light. The bond between them flared to life again, stronger than ever. Energy flowed into his body, healing, mending, rebuilding what was broken. Adam gasped and opened his eyes. The girl knelt beside him, her silver eyes glowing brightly. Tears streamed down her cheeks. "I found you," she whispered. "I won't let you go." Adam sat up slowly, every muscle aching. He looked around. The black ship was gone. Only ruins remained, drifting like ash in the cold wind. "We did it," he said, his voice rough, but alive. The girl smiled, and for the first time it was not a sad smile. It was full of hope, full of life. Together, they stood up. The sky above them was clear now, stars shining down like blessings. The land was still broken, but in the distance, green shoots of life were breaking through the cracked earth. Small, lights flickered in the air. Seeds of the old city's power spreading across the world. They had not just survived. They had changed everything, but the girl's face grew serious. "The darkness is not gone forever," she said. "It is wounded, but it will return. And not just here, across the stars it will rise again." Adam nodded. "Then we have work to do," he said. The girl reached out her hand. "Not just you," she said. "Us. Together." He took her hand without hesitation. In that moment, something new was born. Not just a bond between a human and an alien, but a promise. A promise that hope could survive even in the darkest times. Behind them, a portal opened, a gate made of pure light, humming with ancient songs. It led to the stars. The girl turned to him. "Other worlds need us," she said. "There are others like me, sleeping, waiting. We must find them before the darkness does." Adam smiled. For the first time in his life, he felt truly alive. Not just surviving, not just fixing broken machines, but fixing broken worlds. "Let's go," he said. Hand in hand, they stepped through the portal. The light swallowed them, carrying them into the unknown. Far away, hidden among the stars, dark forces stirred, sensing the loss of the black ship. They howled in anger, plotting their return. But this time they would not find a broken galaxy full of fear. They would find warriors. They would find hope. And in the center of it all, standing against the endless night, would be a human and a girl of silver light. Two souls who had already defied fate once and would do it again and again. Because sometimes the smallest light shines the brightest in the deepest darkness. And sometimes, the most broken things are the ones that save the world. The stars welcomed them. The journey had only just begun,